lucky dip on Friday. I probably pushed it a bit too far over the weekend. So I've got a few muscle issues. So I'll just make sure that we stretch out. Okay, so I'm just seeing Celia and Ness and Tony and Lydia and Marianne and Ralph. How you doing, Ralph? And Anne, nice to see you, Anne. And Adele and Nigel. There's loads more on Facebook and Instagram, so we'll just crack on as we are. So here we go, straight around with, you can see how cold it is. Look, there's a bobble hat involved.
Just to walk at the dog.
Dog walking, all that sort of stuff. Here we go. And backwards. That's good. And straight round on the right and the left. And change. Now, don't forget, there's no rush on these exercises. They're there to make sure you warm up. Okay, ready? And straight rounds. Making sure that you're exploring the full range of that movement. All the way round. I'm sure my wife was a cat in her former days. She's gone to the sunshine, the one corner where there's a shaft of sunshine. Look. If we had a radiator in here, she'd be like on it. I'm safe distance at the moment. Here we go, all the way round. So that's one arm forwards, one arm backward. And it's a little tricky to start off with, Anne. I can see. It's not a problem. That's it. But as soon as you started that, now we're going to go around with the left and back with the right. So come on, Cass, I want you to stretch right up to get the full movement and not half a movement. And that might be difficult in your shoulders. That's it, and relax. So already your shoulders are probably aching, shaking those fingers and wrists. That's good. Just fingers together, rotating the wrist straight around. Morning, Nicholas. How you doing? Nicholas is actually he's indoors. He's indoors today. he's indoors. Perhaps a sensible option. All right, stretch out and all the way up. So I did this session on Sunday morning for the UKTA Zoom Masters. Sounds great, that, doesn't it? Being a Zoom master. And I was taking the third, fourth dance this week, and there was about 2 or 3 of them out on their patio as it was snowing with massive, like 50 pence piece size snowflakes coming down. So that was dedication for you. Nicholas, were you there as well in your yellow belt? Yeah, he was there. Were you outside? Yeah, he was outside. Was it snowing?
Yes.
Yeah, he got a thumbs up. He must have been in his element. All right, nice and relaxed. It's good fun, though. I mean, we'll look back on this this experience. I nearly said this year, but of course, this year would have been last year for all of last year. But we'll look back on this experience and reminisce, I know, for years yet to come, all the way around. And of course, life is what you make of it. So the fact that you guys are here in your personal space, I'm not going to go listing everywhere because it is literally everywhere. People are in whatever space they can find in the house with Wi-Fi and working out. And fair play to you, because there are so many others I know that obviously don't. Morning, Evan. Listen here, how you doing? Okay, all the way around, stretch and hold. And the other side, stretch and hold. One more time. That's good. Okay. One of the things, of course, I forgot is just up and down. There we go. Stretching. Must have had a good night's sleep last night because there's no neck issues. And to the right and hold it. So your shoulders are going, what were they going? Anti-clockwise. Your head to clockwise and change. And obviously, you reverse that. And one more time. and change, and then half round and at the back. That's good. Okay. All right. So a real thorough sort of like body wake up and mobility, whatever you were doing over the weekend, all the way around, and change it over. Give it a shake. And on the other side. And change. Back on the inside. That's good. Okay, ready. Stretch right up. Feet securely on the ground. Stretch right up as if you're changing a light bulb. There we go. And the other hand all the way down and just hold it there. 1, 2. And you should be able to feel it really starting to stretch in your hip. All down the side. 3, 4, 5. And relax. You can always hold these stretches longer, 20 to 30 seconds with more time available. Stretching right up as high as you can. 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Okay, let's have your feet 2 shoulder widths apart. Legs nice and relaxed, but don't forget we've done nothing below the waist so far. So all upper body at the moment, just stretching over gently and exploring that range and holding it there just to allow the stretch to take place and starting to visualize all those muscle fibers just starting to pull, extend, and slowly up and slowly across, all the way. Okay, and now starting to get a little bit more dynamic. So we're stretching over, the hand goes behind for more range of movement rather than just to the side. And that's 4, stretch, and 5, all the way over. And you're really stretching towards laterally towards your left at the moment with your right hand. And change. Okay, let's go over to with the left going over towards the right. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and stretch, and enjoy that stretch. Really feel it stretching down the side of your ribs, intercostal muscles, all the way into your hips. And relax. Okay. And again, just a little core rotation here. Okay. Now I'm starting to work down towards the back. My hands are just behind my back, just lightly balanced in the small of my back as I tilt my hips forward and I'm looking up. And slowly up. And of course, some of our younger members might be thinking, well, what's that all about? I mean, that's easy. But, well, you'll find out. Bend the knees all the way down. And, you know, you're in the sort of skiing position where you'd be just shooting along the slopes. I'm thinking the Pyrenees at the moment. All right, and up. Okay, and now extending that stretch, always trying to extend each stretch, arms right up, and then just tilt back. And you find that balance point, but you are vulnerable on that, so don't start bouncing. All right, and slowly forwards and up. And then again, I'm just holding my hands behind my back, and I'm starting to stretch my triceps at the same time, actually, but trying to work on that mobility, that range of mobility, pulling your hands all the way up. And I'm straightening my legs and slowly up. I haven't got fantastic mobility on that. Not like a swimmer, for example. You know when you see the swimmers when they're at the starting blocks and they're doing all those kind of exercises with their shoulders and arms, and it looks like they're practically dislocating their shoulders. I guess they're just particularly mobile in that area, you know, for butterfly and so on. Well, I'm not, and you know, I suppose my thing is, you know, a lot of upper body movements this way. It's definitely not coming all the way around. Okay, so we're going to work our way down, but instead of going all the way down progressively knees now, I'm just going to go straight down to the ankles and circle around. And I'm on the front sole. I know, I mean, my feet are freezing actually, but I just really prefer to just be in bare feet. And if you're in the house, perhaps that's the same for you too. You can really feel everything moving, and really get your toes doing what they're supposed to be doing, rather than, let's say, just always entrapped in a pair of trainers. Right, go right the way over, because this is where you'd struggle if you were wearing shoes. You're not going to feel the same benefits on this. You've got to just sort of like nice and relaxed. Feel the top, basically right where the top of the foot meets the shin, bottom of the shin, and you just feel that stretching. Okay, and on the other side. Okay, all the way around. So like last week, just 7 days straight of workout for me, and that's generally morning and afternoon, or morning and evening. And today's no exception. We've got a morning session. I got another separate session at 4 o'clock, which is really exciting for me. It's a company. It's another corporate thing. Go all the way over. Short break, and then between 6 and 8 to 9. And in order to be able to do that, and the same tomorrow, and the same the day after that, and so on, you've really got to be able to look after your body. So it's important to go through this process, and you can join me, with that journey. But this is what I've done pretty much all my life. So when people say, "How do you do what you do?" You have to. Well, I'd say the first thing is you have to have a maintenance program for your body. So here we go. All joints running in line. So not this here. Make sure the knees are in the same line as if you would be skiing again. And then back up and over. And don't get alarmed with those clicking, creaking knees or popping sounds. That's more than likely air pockets just releasing. Okay. All right. Now I'm putting the feet together, nice and neat. Okay. And then you're half round, because there is some lateral movement in the knee, albeit designed to go, the hinge to go forwards and back. Okay, and relax. Okay, so I'm just giving my right leg a shake. But when I'm doing this, I'm placing my weight on my left and trying to really isolate the muscle tension on the standing leg, and really, really try to completely let loose the other side of my body, the leg, so that when you shake it, the muscles actually do, I'm transferred over now, start to move around like a big piece of sourdough. If you're into cooking sourdough, I'm a sous chef on sourdough, and you have to mix it up. Let's say turn it over 15 times, and I stick to it. I do as I'm told. 15 times, and as you're doing it, you feel and you see the sourdough, so like stretching and folding and so on. If you are looking after your muscles, I want you to imagine that your muscles are like sourdough. You've got to be able to fold it, move it. You've got to be able to actually work those muscle groups in order for the muscle fibers to be able to stretch. So I'm starting to get moving. As you get moving, your heart obviously starts pumping a bit more, a bit quicker. As that happens, of course, you're pushing the blood flow around your body, which feeds all the muscle groups, and heats up those muscles, which allows you to stretch them. So here we go. I'm just going to go forwards in my 3 meters I've got, and back. I'm just making sure my feet are just going forwards each time, in a balanced situation where I'm going right to left. That's it, that's good. Okay, right now, knees up. Okay, and knees back. And I'm just pausing at the end, making sure that I'm constantly working on my muscle memory to perform the exercise correctly and to get the most out of it. Okay, and relax. Ready, next. This time, lunge forward and forward and back and back. So before we do any static, I'm just going right forwards and sliding forwards, making sure that my knee still is behind my ankle. That's good. Okay, and relax. All right, I'm just going to stretch out that quadricep. Make sure that the knee is pointing down and not out. You pull the knee back, so the knee's coming back like so. You're holding onto the ankle. Make sure your chest is full forward. You get even more of a stretch on your thigh. The other arm is just there for balance. I relax it, release it, and re-extend it a little bit further, making sure the ground leg is flexed. And relax. Okay, ready? Left side, knee comes up, slide the hand down the shin, grab hold of the ankle. So really try to work on your balance. If you have to hold on to a chair or a table, that's okay, but try to work on that balance. And pull the knee back, flex the leg, full facing on the chest, and release. Okay, one more time. That's good. And back and relax. Okay, this time raising the knee all the way up, right to the very top of its rise, and just holding it again, flexing the leg you're standing on, and you're really starting to stretch, let's say, the top of the hamstring where it joins the bum. That's it. And relax and change. You're going to lift it up. Try not to lean over and pull it up. Lift that knee up, and then the last little bit, you're just holding it to its extreme. Okay, so here comes my injury point. It's got to be done. It's right into the groin and the left and the right adductor. Bizarrely, a couple of weeks ago, it's my left adductor. So I'm finding that full range of movement. And it's probably because it was so cold yesterday and I didn't warm up properly like this prior to that technical training. And change. That's good. Take it as high as you can. Nice arc. Rise all the way over. Okay. And just a little shift in between just to make sure that the muscles are loose. The right leg is coming back and I'm raising the knee all the way up and coming to a sharp stop right in front here. And of course, one way of helping that is to have opposite reaction movement. So when we punch and the opposite fist comes back, or we strike and the opposite fist comes back, now the upper body comes back this way as the leg moves around. So my knee is coming around anti-clockwise, my upper body clockwise. Okay, now I'm going to change. Scenario changes. Left knee coming in. Morning, Richard. All the way across. That's good. And try to get it so it really finishes sharply. There. Okay. We're going to extend it now. Right foot out. Here's your L stance. 70% on the weight on the back foot. 30% of the weight on the front foot. Try very hard not to allow that rear leg to just collapse down. Making sure that there's a straight line actually that runs down from the hip down to the outside of the knee and to the inside of your rear foot. So it should look like so. And it's going to come around and tap the hand, making sure that you're lifting that foot up, out, so it comes around. That's good. That's really good, Cass. All right. Okay, now we change. Left leg back, and left foot comes around, and just tap the hand. And always trying to improve and perform the exercise with control. And relax. Okay, this time I'm going to raise the knee up, okay, but then raise the leg out this way. We can do all of these exercises on the floor. It's too cold in this environment just for the moment. So I'm going to raise the foot up here, the knee horizontal, and then see if I can just raise the foot up and the knee horizontally like that. A bit like a dog cocking his leg. I know. Ready? Up it goes. So what I'm doing is I'm exploring that injury, see what I can do before I extend the leg and put more emphasis on the pivoting point. Okay, and change. So the knee comes up. I'll show you at an angle. And I'm just raising the hip up. And it is no different from when you're doing all the exercises on the floor in range of movement. It's just that, of course, with balance, it's much more challenging. Okay, and relax. Okay, this time, grab hold of the foot. All right, and again, raise that leg so that it is horizontal there. So it's horizontal with the knee up and back. Okay, so you might need to hold on to a table. I can see what Evan there, absolutely fantastic, Evan. And down and up and down. Go on, make sure you're going up and down, Evan. That's great flexibility. I bet Lydia can do this as well. Yeah. Okay, and relax. This is a very small movement, very controlled, but you can see it's quite skilled to learn. Right, so the knee starts down, goes up. It's good. Try very hard to keep your body more upright, Cass. And I know that range of movement might be stiff around the hips there, because the more your body leans over, the more it pulls you in the wrong direction. Okay, and relax. I've done a bit of that, so I'm actually going to do some more static stuff now before I start raising the leg up this way, obviously on the other side, because then you're putting more emphasis on the pivoting point, and if that's injured, for me it is, then you're asking for trouble. So here we go. First up, my heel comes on the floor, the toes up. I straighten the leg down, and it's a nice straight leg. I'm just starting to stretch the inner thigh here and the groin. And pivot around. So I'm just pivoting around on front soles. Okay, don't look and lean over the front bent leg. In fact, do completely the opposite down the rear straight leg, and you'll get more of a stretch. So I'm just looking down that straight leg, and I'm pushing my heel further than my toes. So look, you pivot around, you do the same on the other side. I'm feeling a little bit restricted there. Okay, and one more time to the other side. Put your hands on your hips. Okay, now feet back pointing forwards. Stand up, give your legs a shake, and then bring your heels in slightly, 15 degrees, and your toes, of course, then go out as you squat down. Now, if you've got your heels too close and your knees go out like that, like one of those old cowboy films, well, that's not correct. You need to make sure that your feet are wide enough so that when you rotate like so, your knees are actually vertical again over your feet. So you're going to go down. At the moment, I've just got my elbows resting on top of my knees, and I'm just exploring that range of movement. and slowly up. Give it a shake. Okay, I'm now going to go down a little bit lower. Okay, and try to just have my elbows on the insides of my knees and fingertips on the floor as I tilt my body forwards. And my body weight is just pushing against my elbows, as the elbows are obviously pushing against the inside of the knee. And because that's fixed, then of course I'm starting to stretch myself more effectively. I tilt my body back and slowly come up. I want all the exercises slowly. It's Monday morning. Okay, this time we're going to go down further to like phase 3. Palms on the floor. There they are. Elbows on the inside, and really lean into that stretch. From there, knees on the floor. And just be upright on your knees parallel to your shoulders, just as you would do for your feet. Okay, I'm just bringing my right foot up and stretching it out. I've got my right foot flat on the floor, and I'm slowly extending forwards for a half side split. So I'm feeling very sensitive on that bit, so I'm just allowing my foot to slide out as it feels comfortable. I'm just visualizing maybe every millimeter I go further, and just assessing the pain threshold on that. Okay, and bring it in. Okay, I'm actually going to continue on that. Pivot over, since I've got that stretch on. Your right toes are up and a balance on the right heel. I'm just going to ease my body full facing over that thigh. So I immediately feel and engage that stretch on the hamstring. Grab hold of your foot if you can. Okay, and then place your left hand on top of your right forearm, and then you've got that triangular fixed point. Okay, so now slide your foot further away from you as you're exploring the range, further and further from the hamstring. So it's the heel that's on the ground that is sliding further away from you. I suppose if you've got grippy shoes on maybe a grippy floor, then that's going to be fairly tricky. I'll let you work that out though. All right, and back. Do you know one way of doing it, of course, if you've got a wooden floor, is to get a cushion. Ask your mother first. Get a cushion, place your heel on that cushion, and then you'll find that the cushion will just glide further away. Okay, ready? Foot flat on the floor, hands on the deck, sliding out with the left half side split. And extend it further. So you remember from previous sessions, I want you to breathe in, count, let's say 4. And then when you exhale, again, you're counting 4. There's no particular science behind that. You know, you could count 3 and just slower. Ready? Turn around, heel on the floor, toes up. Just start the process of that hamstring stretch. Slide your left hand down your shin. If you can grab hold of your toes, great. Get your right hand, grab hold of your left forearm. Hold it there for the first level of stretch, I suppose. Ready? As you breathe in and breathe out, allow your left heel to just stretch a little bit further. Okay, and back in. All right, it's 1:30. I'm feeling okay, but we haven't been running around today. So, personally, I don't need a drink, which you may. I've got my back against the wall. if you put yours against the wall, sofa, or even a partner back to back, that would be really good. Because what it does is it's a fixed point, and all you push down, you've already got a solid fixed point to push back against that, and it makes your stretch that much easier. Okay, so I'm pulling with my fingers, I'm putting my ankles by the shins, I should say, in towards me, the heels towards my groin. I'm just sitting upright at the moment. I'm putting my belly button in towards my spine, but I mean, you're just having a good posture, you're pulling that lower abdomen in. And as I'm doing that, breathing in and breathing out, my knees are just relaxing down. I'm just going up and down gently. Placing my hands on the knees just adds a little bit of weight. But now I feel comfortable opening my feet up like so. I'm going to breathe in, and as I breathe out, I'm going to push down with my hands, and of course with the wall behind me, providing all the resistance I need, I can actually get more of a stretch. So let's just get those knees down. My knees aren't flat against the floor, by the way. And then relax. Just allow gravity to take its part. Okay, I'll do that one again. Breathe in, hands on the knees, breathe in, breathe out. Stretch. Hold. And relax. Okay. Lift your knees up. As you lift your knees up, your feet come forwards and parallel. And just give them a little bit of a wobble. Okay, ready. Right foot comes in. First of all, put it so that the foot is flat against the inner thigh. Right? Make sure your left toe's up. Make sure you're sitting upright. And as you can see, that should be fairly comfortable. But to extend that on the hips, now stretch towards your left toes, which you're doing two things at the same time here now, basically. You're stretching the hamstring, but you're also stretching right in here with this right hip. At the same time, try to resist your right knee from raising and actually push and pull your right knee down. So I'm touching my left toes, my right hand is on my knee, and now I've got 2 points of contact here. And relax. Okay. Extend it, give it a shake. I like to do that because whilst I could carry on with progressing that stretch, which we will do in a moment, my knees don't like being held twisted in that position for a prolonged period of time. It's maybe the same for you. So I'm going to change side and come back to it. So here we go. Breathe in, breathe out, stretch down towards the right, place your left hand on your left knee, and just apply enough pressure so that the whole of the left leg is flat on the ground. And I'm stretching towards my toes, my right toes. I can really feel that in my left hip. Okay, and ease up, straight out again. It's a relief on my knee. It's not a bad exercise for it, it's uncomfortable. Ready? Now bring your right foot back to you, lift it up and place the foot on top of, not your knee, but the muscle just before your knee. And so now it's raised up higher, you're working on that hip mobility. Okay? Drop this knee up and down. It should be quite comfortable, just up and down, nice and relaxed. Okay, and now placing the hand on there, just allow the weight of your hand to just hold your knee down, body up, breathe and relax, and then let it go again. All right, we'll do that again. Now you can choose to just push it down a little bit more. For me, just at the moment, the weight of my arm is there. I'm just making sure that this foot is just secured on top of my left thigh, and ease it down. Good. Right. Take your right hand, place it on your right foot as well, and pull your foot towards your stomach. Now, this is where the younger, the younger generation, like Evan and Lydia, you know, when they get their, you heard a bang there, actually. When they get their foot flat against their chest or behind their head, then that's when you know that those days are gone. But it's great flexibility. You can keep that going, but you've got to keep the flexibility going as well. If you then spend the next 10 years just sitting at a desk or, you know, walking like so, you'll lose that flexibility. Okay. Straighten the leg, give it a shake. Bring the left foot in. Left foot. On top of the knee. Let's just get that going again. Ease it down. I'm just conscious of time. We've got 10 minutes. So pull that left foot towards, off your knee and towards your stomach. Chest if you can. I'll be really impressed if you can get that to your chest, adults. And relax. Okay. Ready? Feet out. Give your legs a shake. Oh, this is the stage where you pat the side of your thighs here down to your knees and back again. Just sort of really encourages the blood flow back to that particular muscle group. Flex the knees, grab hold of the feet. Breathe in, look forwards, breathe out and stretch. And release, bend the knees, give them a shake again. Okay, this time point the toes forward, right forward. Just point the right forward, that's it. Bend the knees, grab hold of the ankles, breathe in, and as you breathe out, straighten the legs, keep those toes pointed. Ooh. Now, if you can, take your hands, go on, I'll challenge you, from your ankles, okay, and put them on the insides of your feet so that they just secure around by the insides of the heels. So you might need to just flex your knees slightly. You should then be able to potentially get your fingertips around your heels, then straighten your legs. And relax. And whilst we're at it, I'm going to introduce you to my least favorite exercise, but I know it's really good. Okay, so you know how we do a diagonal dynamic lift, which we might get onto. I want you to put your left hand on, I'm going to start with my left leg because my right leg's a bit injured at the moment. Put your right hand on the outside of your left foot, just at the top where the little toe is. Like so, keep the leg bent and straighten that leg and bring it across the foot, across your other leg. And then you'll really get a stretch of that left hip right into that hamstring. Okay, and bend it and straighten it. And bend it and put it down. Well, let's see if I can do it on this side. Right leg up, right knee up. Left hand on the outside of the left toes. Lift it and straighten it. Well, it's not quite straightened at the moment, but I can see yours is. Right, so you'll feel that right into the right buttock. And bend and straighten. And bend, that's it, give them a shake, okay, legs out, okay, get your legs out to your comfortable max, heels on the ground, make sure you've got nice posture, good posture, you're taking the time to just make sure you're sitting upright, perhaps you've got that secure right in the small of your back, your toes are upright, you just circle your feet around. I must admit, if I've got some material covering on my legs, of course, it keeps your legs warm, helps you stretch even more. Okay, so lean forward, explore the range of movement that you've got. All right, now I'm going to try and describe to you as I'm going. Cup your hand. You know when we say make a C shape with your fingers and your wrist like that, and you go around the back of the neck and you give yourself a little bit of a massage. Make the same C shape here, and just imagine that on the insides, the muscle structure towards the knees, it's like a big like sausage roll. I don't know, one of those. Well, just cup your hands around and start to massage from close to the groin all the way down towards your knees, and your fingertips can start to feel all the fibers. And if they're all knotted, then might not. You can feel it really uneven. What you've got to do is just go outwards towards your feet. Just try to massage and iron out all those little knots, which is basically what the physio does, or not. Well, the physio, but a sports masseur does, and they feel those knots in your muscles, back or whatever, and then they literally apply pretty intensely uncomfortable pressure to break it down, and then of course push it out. And again, it's back to the sourdough and just making sure that you're keeping it turned over and warm, and then of course all the fibers knit together and stretch. Okay, right, so down, hands towards the floor, on the floor, elbows towards the floor, breathe in, breathe out. Try to pull the belly button in as far as you can to your stomach, and look forwards and just hold it there. Don't feel that you need to bounce just to get further each time, because as you bounce, your muscles will then recoil and contract. Slowly up. Okay, ready? Here's another little challenge. Both hands on toes, and perform the same. Okay, slowly up. Now each time you need to sort of like make sure that you're at your max. So put one hand in front, one hand behind, lift yourself up, and just make sure that you're fully extended there to your comfortable max. Ready? Body up, all the way over towards your right. Try to get the palm of your hand right the way over your toes. And once again, make that triangular structure with your left hand on your right forearm or wrist. And get your chest down your thigh. Breathe in, 4, breathe out. 4 or 5, whatever. And just hold it there. And slowly up. Okay, give your legs a shake. Same again on the left. All the way down. That's good. And back. Okay. Pull, just ease, help the knees come in. Hands down to the side, heels on the floor. And what I like to do now is to just go forwards and back, just to get the blood and mobility back into those legs. Oh, we just crashed.
Oh.
Okay, and up you go. Give your legs a shake. That's it. And just make sure you're moving from one side to the other. I think we're just back on Zoom. Okay, so you're just transferring your weight from right to left again, just to get life back into the limbs. And relax. So today, all about just stretch and mobility. Much more of a workout on Wednesday, of course. Thank you for your requests. which is why we've done what we've done. And I hope you have a really good morning. Go and enjoy a cup of coffee, toasted marmalade, mid-morning snack. All right. See you next time.
I hate you.
Hello. Yeah, I'm just sorting this out. All right. No.